The debut single off Ricky Martin's self-titled fifth studio album from 1999 marked a series of firsts, not only for the artist, but the music industry. For Martin, the track was his first English-language song off his first English-language album, and his first single to reach number 1 on the charts. In fact, it topped the charts in more than 20 countries worldwide. For the world, it marked the first time a digitally recorded and mixed track took the number 1 spot. Quote, "We were the first to record and mix a record, all what they call in the box on Pro Tools, at the beginnings of Pro Tools. We were the first to go all the way to number 1 with a song that was 100% non-analog, and that fact made it into the Wall Street Journal," said Desmond Child, who co-wrote Martin's hit song along with Robbie Rosa. Martin himself was already a known factor in the entertainment industry. The Puerto Rican singer's first 2 albums had brought him fame in Latin America, and his third album was a hit in Europe. In North America, though, Martin was known as an actor. Quote, "My friend Debbie Ohanian was the first one to notice him because she followed Latin music and Latin celebrities. She saw him, I think it was on General Hospital, then she brought him to the attention of another close friend, Richard J. Alexander, and he booked him in Les Mis on Broadway," said Child. Child and Martin met when the former returned to Miami after the 1994 Northridge earthquake in Los Angeles. Child was looking to return to his roots and got caught up in the local music scene and eventually brought together Martin and Robbie Rosa, who had previously collaborated with Martin during their time as part of the boy band Menudo. Latin music was popular in Miami, but making a song that would break out of the scene was its own problem, a problem that Martin's manager had the solution for. Quote, "His manager, Angelo Medina, thought that there was a market in radio stations that were doing songs that were going back and forth between English and Spanish. He said, well, what if you do one song that's kind of both? And if you look at this song, there really is very little Spanish in it. But when we presented it to the record company, one of the top executives came back to me and said, could you write that song in English now?" said Child. The song made it to the airwaves, earned Grammy and Latin Grammy nominations, won awards, made it to the best of the 90s list from multiple publications, and ushered in a wave of Latin pop and fusion music in the mainstream. The achievement earned Martin the nickname of the Latin Crossover King, but he could have never anticipated that the popularity of this single would lead to a crossover performance between a donkey and a roguish cat as a way to close out the second film in the smash hit fantasy comedy series, Shrek. That's right. We're talking Ricky Martin's Livin' Vida Loca for Shrek Toomber on Cover Me.
Upside, inside out, living la vida loca. She'll push and pull you down. Living la vida loca. Her lips are devil red and her skin's the color.
That's right, it's Cover Me, the only podcast that compares famous Shrek-related songs to their many cover versions to find out which one will kill your pain. I'm your host, as always, The Snake, joined by my funky co-host,
Alex Mildenberger. You can't see, but I'm dancing.
Funkily.
Funkily.
Alex is in funky mode right now.
I'm in a funky motel.
You're in a funky motel.
Yep.
That's
funky cheap hotel, sorry.
Yeah, it is a funky cheap hotel.
Cheap hotel. There we go. Yep.
Speaking of which, this is kind of non sequitur, but has your window been fixed yet?
Nope. No, it hasn't. Yeah, a little life update. Was there an update on? Did we talk about this on?
I'm not sure
air?
If we did during Calgary Stampede.
Yeah, there was a big storm.
Yeah.
And our window got like pulled out by just heavy wind, and it was like really heavy hail too. So one of our windows, and we have quite a few windows, fortunately. So it's not like we don't have a window, but one of our windows is boarded up right now and has been since like mid-July. So it took a while to get like everything approved with the board and stuff. So we approved a quote. They were like, we got quotes. We approved one because they all seemed fine and it was the cheapest one. And then it just apparently takes 4 to 6 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks. It takes a long time to get the window done. So we're waiting on that. And then they came back and said like, oh, in our quote, we forgot to say we would need a lift. So it's going to be additional charge. It's going to be additional charge for that. And now it's the most expensive quote. So like, so there was talk about like, well, maybe we should go with someone else. I'm like, okay, we could, but like, guys, I need a window.
Like, yeah,
like it's going to be October by the time we put this thing in already. And like, if we wait another 4 to 6 weeks, it's going to be winter. I don't want no window in the winter. So right now it's like still in progress, but we're, I think, trying to like, negotiate with them because it's like, well, we picked yours because it was cheap, and then now you come back to us and say it's like way more. Like that's
Yeah, that is on them.
something. Like that is on you. It's a third floor, like I'm on the second floor, and then we need a second floor and a third floor window, and it's like you don't think you need the lift to install a third floor window? That's your fault. Like it's not my fault.
Yeah, not my problem, dude.
So I don't know exactly how much power we have in this situation because we do want the window. But
Yeah, that is the
I'm
tricky
hoping
part.
we
They
can
have the
at least
windows.
talk them down a bit, because like, jeez.
Yeah, and you got to move quick because those kids are going to start tagging your like plywood you got up there.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
They're
next
back
thing
in
you
school,
know,
so
yeah, they're back in school, but they got lunch breaks, dude.
they do have lunch breaks. We live near a like elementary school, so
They're notoriously big into tagging.
yep, that's what they do. They just spray paint and everything.
Yeah, they're trading spray paint cans at lunch.
Yeah, there's someone who spray paints up and down Center Street and tags it with, I think, pseudo, like SUDO. And I don't know if it's just like a misspelling of pseudo as in fake, or if it like SUDO, pseudo is a like Linux command.
Okay.
It stands for super user do. And it's like it's basically run as administrator, but in Linux.
I see.
So I don't know if it's a reference to that either.
It could be both, dude.
Could be both.
This guy's some nerd.
Like I'm a
Who
super
can't
user,
spell.
but also fake.
Yeah,
Pseudo.
that's great. We've got some pretty good, like, one I always see here is Alfredo, but like with an 8 in it.
With an 8. Alfredo.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then sometimes spelt out like the word freight, Alfredo.
Oh, okay.
He's around. But my favorite, and God love them, they've been gone for a while, but they used to have it right over our entryway into our parkade here in our apartment. It's Fat Booty Celine Dion.
There's some I have heard about this before because from people at work, but I biked into work a couple weeks ago for the first time, and there's some graffiti on a fence along Airport Trail that just says Hillary Duff. And it's just the name Hillary Duff, which is fun.
Phenomenal.
Yep.
There's some kind of like street poetry to it. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
you just pick those words to like immortalize on a bit of highway. It's like
Yeah.
right on.
So I don't know, man, but it's there. It's
There
definitely
was,
there.
and we'll get to what the show is actually about in a second, but on a garbage can just outside my apartment, somebody had printed off a plot synopsis of the film The Mummy and just stuck it on there, dude.
That's fun. It's good.
It's like a solid paragraph, like size 10 font, just on there. It's gone now, but for a brief moment, that was just a part of the scenery, and you gotta love it. But you also gotta love Latin pop, Alex.
Yeah.
Ricky Martin, he
Ricky
seems like a
Martin.
foundation of pop that was on the radio when I was a child.
Yeah, he was definitely like, by the time I heard about him, he was like already, very popular. And yeah, it's like between this song and like a few other ones too, Shake Your Bon Bon, I remember that, like She Bangs. I remember all of those being around and like people talking about them, and of course that and like rumors like, oh, is Ricky Martin gay? All that stuff. 'cause
Yeah,
it seemed
turns
like a
out, yes,
really
he is.
big deal. Yeah, he's like bisexual, maybe. He's a little vague about it, and that's his prerogative.
That is his bra. He definitely makes out with a woman in the video for this,
Yeah.
which, I mean,
Just the
maybe
comments
he's
are like,
just
sorry,
committed. He's an actor.
he's an
His
actor.
time on General Hospital and on Broadway.
Hospital.
The man knows how to act.
Yeah, but I do remember like him being spoken of, and like, oh, he came from this boy band Menudo, which I didn't realize was
Yeah.
this multi-generational thing.
Yeah, like an
time.
institution that
Yeah.
people like go in and out of.
Yeah, we really don't have that. I know like in like Japanese and Korean pop music, they kind of have that too, where like someone will quit or I guess age out, depending on how you. I don't know exactly how the
Yeah.
like industry controls it, and then like they'll get new members, and like the band's been around forever, but it's this like whole ship of Theseus situation.
Yeah, it's like there's
we
not
also
even an
talked about
original
it.
member. Mhm.
Is it the Baja Men, right? Like they are a
Yeah.
similar situation where they've been around for decades with different lineups, but it's like usually younger members who actually perform.
Yeah, they're like it's like I don't know. It's very odd to think of a group as not these dudes, but like somehow an ideology.
I guess, but then we do have that, right? Because if like the Calgary Philharmonic Orchestra. I'm not going to be like, there's a new fucking guy in there. This isn't the same band. I'm like,
yeah,
no,
you expect a certain,
right?
yeah, and of course the people change and like the conductors and so yeah, the organize.
Yeah.
But that's like so like
feels so
stodgy and like yeah, like classical. You're like, well, it's a school. It's in some sense. I know they're not literally a school, but it's
Right.
Whereas with like pop bands, you're like, well, I'm here partially for the personalities,
For the
am I not?
personality,
Like for the
yeah.
people.
So it is a very like different thing. And even then, like sometimes no, right? Because like, I mean, look at someone like Alice Cooper, right?
Mhm.
Like the people who play with him constantly change, you know? And like, they're still that guy, but like the organization is not the same.
Yeah.
Although Alice Cooper, the band, did put a new album out this year for the first time since the 70s, which is very novel.
And is that with Alice Cooper in it? Or
Yeah,
just
with
like
Alice
the
Cooper.
okay,
No, like Alex, because
interesting.
like if you, yeah, it's like Alice Cooper, the band, with him, and like their guitar player passed away in the 90s. So like without that guy, but
Dang.
like the rest of the band's there.
Is that the Revenge of Alice Cooper? Is that?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, it's a like
Interesting.
comeback album. Anyway, so like these things, so that's a weird case because there's two Alice Coopers technically.
Right.
But yeah, like bands change is my point. Like if you're not ZZ Top basically or Rush, then like your band is changing the lineup
Yeah.
every once in a while. But yeah, it does feel weird. It does feel weird to be like, yeah, we just cycle members out and like we keep the name and like maybe the vision, but
Mhm.
it's new performers.
It's new performance. It's very strange, but yeah. So he was part of Menudo. He is interesting because, like you said, he seemed to already be popular by the time you'd heard about him. That kind of was true
Yeah.
in the sense that he conquered most of the world before hitting North America. Really.
True. He was already very popular, and we can be slow on that kind of stuff. Although I also think like the late 90s, particularly 99, but you know, the late 90s, we talk about a lot of those first like Latin crossover hits.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously Ricky Martin's big in that, and then there's like some other artists that were part of that. He was one of the early ones.
They consider him instrumental in essentially breaking that barrier, like essentially breaking Miami out into the rest of like the States and then Canada.
Which is wild. And I mean, obviously there's like Miami Sound Machine and stuff before that, but it's not on the same level.
Yeah,
think.
like there was room for Latin music to hit in the States.
Yeah.
But you look at what happens in like early 2000s and then suddenly it's a scenario of rather than Latin bands getting popular doing Latin music, it's every act is doing Latin music in their
Right.
pop music.
It's now been like subsumed as a part of pop music.
Mhm.
And like you just say, oh, this is like a Latin thing they're doing. It's normal. Like
Yeah, it's just now it is pop.
Yeah.
And for that era, like even looking at bands like Prozac has like Spanish guitar in it.
oh yeah.
And it was just like that was just part of the scene at that moment in pop music.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess we talked about Mambo Number 5 a while back. That's part of that, even though it's made by a German guy.
I mean, yeah, a very strange, like German, Italian. Lou Bega
Yeah,
is a man of many nations.
yeah, exactly.
Bavaria, West
Yeah.
Germany, an Italian mother from Sicily, so not even really Italian if you ask the Italians.
Yeah,
and a Ugandan father. So like, yeah, he's a big mix.
yeah, like born in Germany, started recording in Miami. Yeah, so, but it became part of this pop music, right? In a big way at this time.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so it's very interesting coming into it this week to find out that Livin, Vida, Loca, I mean, it's one of those foundational songs of pop for me. It's like always been around. But that it has this interesting sort of like breaking idea behind it of not only being the thing that makes Latin music pop music in the States, but the first to really like prove like definitively that Pro Tools digital mixing and recording
Yeah,
can make a hit.
which is I mean, it's a really transitional period at the time, right? Because
Mhm.
obviously there's these entrenched studios and stuff that have all this older analog hardware, and of course there's discussions of like, well, this sounds better, or this isn't as good, and that's true especially on older computers. But once you start improving the computers and making better equipment to do like digital recording, it starts to become closer and closer, right? So like this is kind of the point in time where this became possible, or at least it was realized it was possible, which I didn't even think about this song in terms of that, but it's kind of cool. And like, it's the precursor to all modern music, because I think Pro Tools is still very commonly used in music production.
Yeah, one of the standards for sure.
Yeah. So like, this is the direction where music was headed for sure. This is just the one that like kind of cut off the old way.
Yeah. And it's there's an interesting quote from Desmond Child, who we have talked about before as one of the co-writers of the Kiss disco hit "I Was Made for Loving You."
Yeah, and he's written so many songs.
Yeah, this dude's prolific. He does a lot of work.
Yeah,
but he talks about this process. It's very interesting of recording Latin music digitally. He says here, quote, "One of the things about the new sound of digital, it had a kind of metallic sound, and to compensate for that metallic sound, we made it drier than Latin music had ever been, which is more like ambient dance music, where things were deconstructed and you could hear everything your friend said, instead of the kind of records that sounded as though they were in a hall with a lot of echo or had a corny kind of Europop sound." So we changed that with Ricky. Yeah, so they flatten it out, and yeah, it's because we're going to hear a cover this week that I think brings it closer to that sort of what he's talking about, this ambient, like sort of roots of like music in a live space,
really
that
filling
you can,
the dance hall or whatever.
That feels a little more communal and less like recital based, less like we're all focused on the guy performing, and more like the music is playing for us to enjoy the space.
It's like kind of everywhere too. Like it doesn't sound like it's in a space. It's just like in the air, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's it's very interesting. So to hear that, and that digital recording changes your approach to what is essentially a classic style of music, what is like a storied genre of music.
Yeah,
it's very interesting.
Yeah, and making it feel a little better with the sort of environment they're recording in. Which is, I mean, it's the sort of thing you don't think about at all as just a listener, Like a producer is very much thinking of exactly this, and they're like, how can we make this work in this context? And then it's completely invisible to anyone listening.
Yeah, it's something
casually listening.
That I read some of David Byrne's book, David Byrne of the Talking Heads, of course, his book, How Music Works. Mm-hmm. And he talks in like the first one or two chapters about how the literal space that music is performed in shapes the music.
Yeah.
So, and bringing it to like, he's like, so when you go to like sort of church stuff, you're in these massive spaces where echoes and like resonance is really like powerful. He's like, so that's why you hear a lot of long chords, a lot of like long chants, is because that's what the space, amplifies and enhances and makes
and if you
valuable.
If you try to like play too fast kind of thing, then it just sort of the echo makes everything sound just cacophonous, right?
Yeah, it would muddy it. It would destroy sort of the acoustics of that space. You wouldn't have a pleasurable experience. He's like, in the same way, like venues like the CBGBs and that, the literal physical structure of the space, as well as how the people are responding to the music. This is another thing he talked about. He's like, sitting down and listening to music, like especially in your bedroom and stuff, like wasn't a thing until like the 2000s, basically. And so he's like, music, I mean, yeah, you had like CDs at home and stuff, but he's like real bedroom listening.
But like,
as
it
like
takes up so much space, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just analog stuff.
Yeah. And yeah, even like with vinyls and stuff, it was like, and even thinking about it now, like when I put on a vinyl, there's a bigger ritual around that than there is to say throwing on some streaming or something.
Right. It takes time. You have to go and you have to take the record out, take it out of the thing, put it on, maybe blow the dust off. I know you're not supposed to blow on it, but like...
I just got myself a little dust brush this week for my records.
Yep. It's a good idea. It's a good idea.
It is a good idea. I don't get too much dust. Like I put them in the dust jackets and shit. It's pretty good. But some of them just have like a collection of shit on them. And I was just like, I can't.
And a lot of them are like old. If you get like old stuff, vintage.
Yeah, if you're buying used and stuff too, the condition's going to vary. But yeah, just thinking about, to not go too much on this tangent, but how space and like location of where you're listening to the music shapes it, as well as what you're using to record the music now. There's so much of that like invisible detail that producers have to think of.
Yeah.
And it's, very interesting.
Yeah, and came into the recording of this song in a way that I did not think about at all this week.
No, and then I like listening to it, I get a bit of what he's talking about with that metallic or sort of synthetic sound. As opposed to like, yeah, again, Latin music, the more organic instruments we're used to hearing, the sort of rich tones of the instruments, like a lot of string instruments and stuff, especially more acoustic than electric, typically. Like hearing that versus there's a lot of synthetic work on this. You're like, oh yeah, I can see how you have to find a sweet spot between those two worlds and how that's weird. Because it's like turning an organic thing into a robot. It's you're Dr. Robotnik here, turning little animals of Green Hill Zone into little robots.
Yeah, and then like maybe for us that doesn't register because we've been exposed to it for such a long time, also, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's true.
Yeah. You like this song, Alex?
It's a bit nostalgic. I think it's a solid song. I do.
I do think it is. I think it's got legs.
Yeah, as much as I'm not super into the music style, the more like poppy side of like Latin music.
Right.
I don't have anything against this song. It's a good time for sure. And I don't mind living the crazy life.
No, I mean, when they call this thing a fusion, the 3 genres they listed, at least on Wikipedia, are salsa, surf, and ska.
Yeah, there's a bit of ska in there.
Yeah, it's sort of rhythmically there, like, kind of.
And, like, surf for sure. They got that surf guitar.
Yes, which is interesting character doing that, but maybe we'll get to that later. But yeah, it's hard to not like this song. It is very poppy, so it's never going to be like, oh, that's my song, dude. But it's something that I think you put it on and everybody recognizes it and enjoys it because of that to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about Shrek movies always ending with a song, though? Is that cheap?
I don't know, man. As a kid, that was like hype. I don't know.
I agree. Yeah.
It was so exciting. So like maybe nowadays I'm like, oh, whatever. But back then it was the fucking thing to do. So I think it was a good idea.
Yeah.
For sure.
And you do
honestly,
get some good visual gags. Yeah, it's fun.
I don't it's almost like just credits. And like it's just a fun credit sequence, even though the credits don't last the whole thing. But like, I mean, yeah, it was just really exciting to watch. As I don't know, nowadays you can watch it and you're like, okay, I can kind of see that like maybe it doesn't make a lot of sense for this to be happening.
Yeah, it feels watching it as an adult. I'm like, you couldn't come up with like a closing scene.
Yeah, but like as a kid, it was like the cat singing. Now,
yeah, dude.
Like what? Of course, I want like repeat, play it again. Like
yeah, the cat who like
features and
runaway fan favorite. Go to special features, play it.
Yeah,
Puss and Donkey, y'all.
Baby. Puss and Donkey, y'all. Yeah, exactly. We'll talk about that version a little more later. But
yeah, that's right, folks. We're gonna Shrek to it. Let's talk about the lyrics, though. Let's quit wasting time here, Alex. Let's talk about the lyrics. Livin' La Vida Loca, of course, the crazy life. It opens like this. A little bit more vibe on the track, please.
Yeah, and I don't know what that means, or if they adjust the vibe after he says that, but sure.
Yeah, it's like vibrato, like like a synth comes in afterwards. But is that what he's talking about?
But like vibe is in like vibrations or like vibes.
Yeah, it was he
like
kind of early up on like I need good vibrations on
like,
here.
We use that term. It's just I don't know. It's maybe more common now, but it's not like we didn't use it back then.
Or vibrators. Was there perhaps one track that was just like a vibrator buzzing? It's like you need it a little louder.
Yeah, exactly. Like you need a little buzzing sound in the background. Perfect. So yeah, it's just one of your like maybe a trick to make it seem more like that authentic live Latin music, a dude talking. I don't know. Just to hype it up. Just like we need a hype man. Yeah. Maybe. Because that was definitely a common thing to do. And even though there's not really like a hype man on the track, it's like a synthetic enough track. Maybe that was just to make it fit in.
And we do get some come-ons throughout this, which is like
come-ons.
As classic hype man stuff.
We do come on.
We come on into verse 1, in fact, where he says, she's into superstitions, black cats and voodoo dolls. I feel a premonition. That girl's going to make me fall.
Yeah. It's crazy life, man. So obviously, we set up our story. We've got our main character, Ricky, and then, of course, this woman. Who's like a witch, basically. Like
she's a witch.
Like he's implying at least that she like does magic. Kind of, right? Like, and I don't know. I guess she's mysterious and kind of scary.
Yeah, we have to set her up as essentially a witch, like you said, because there's something magical about her, but also nefarious.
Yeah, and like the voodoo dolls also, like you do voodoo dolls to kind of like control people.
Yeah.
Right? I think. Or maybe just curse them. But my understanding, at least in some media, is like they can be used to control someone.
Yeah.
And not just like hurt them, but also that. But like she's in control too, I guess.
Yeah, you can enact power over somebody without being physically in their presence.
Force at a distance.
Force at a distance, baby. So we set her up as what the Eagles might call a witchy woman.
Witchy woman. And then he like knows now. Like he feel like we're watching from a distance, and he's like, I have this idea that like I won't be able to resist her. You know, I'm gonna fall for her, and I like know that ahead of time. I can feel it, but like he's kind of diving into it because he like
great that we're using the word premonition too. One that is, what is sort of not only rhymes with superstition, sort of, but is in the realm of these sort of superstitious practices.
Yeah, like it all fits thematically, and it's also now it's his premonition. Like, oh,
yeah. She's so witchy, it's making him witchy.
Yeah, should have saved this one for Halloween.
Should have, but look at us. We never do spooky stuff for Halloween.
Exactly. Yeah, spooky. It's witchy woman.
We're always like a hazy shade of winter is basically a Halloween song.
Basically. It's winter time, right? We did do I'll put a spell on you.
Oh, we did. Sometimes we do some spooky stuff, folks. But nothing spookier than the second verse of this song, which goes, she's into new sensations, new kicks in the candlelight. She's got a new addiction for every day and night.
So we're painting, I think, the picture of this like this woman who's like maybe treats people like somewhat disposable. Like the addiction is people, right? Is that what it is?
Could be.
I guess it's not necessarily. She just like does things. Sounds like she lives very much like for her own pleasure, I guess.
Yeah, she's like living for her own pleasure. She's into new sensations. We can take this to mean, like in the sense that she's like running through lovers like you wouldn't believe.
Right.
But also that she's into things that are perhaps outside of the norm. Especially new kicks in the candlelight. Candlelight brings us into the realm of the more erotic, I feel. Where it's like she's doing weird shit in the bedroom.
True. It's like mysterious and and like hush hush.
Mm-hmm. And then a new addiction. I mean, she's a witch. She's maybe using drugs. We don't fucking know.
Yeah, maybe.
Or she's just like into something. And she's got weird shit to do in the daytime and the nighttime.
Right. And it's like vague enough. And it's like kind of under covers.
Yeah, and in fact, she does probably. It's assumed that she gives him sleeping pills at some point. So she like new addiction could literally be substance. Like she's got a collection of drugs, uppers and downers. You know, a sort of Hunter S. Thompson character.
Oh yeah.
She's doing weird out there shit, the new sensations and new kicks. She is, strange and fascinating. She's a strange fascination. Yeah. Fascinating me.
Strange fascination, exactly. Yeah, so like it could be substance. It could just be like she does fun stuff and like is a person you want to be around because she's always doing cool stuff.
Yeah, she's novel and perhaps dangerous. You know, that's why we're using words like addiction. It's got a little bit of that edge to it.
Yeah, we keep it dangerous.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so we get a larger picture of her being this very exciting entity. And then in the pre-chorus, she'll make you take your clothes off and go dancing in the rain. She'll make you live her crazy life, but she'll take away your pain like a bullet to your brain.
Yeah, that's an intense line.
A great line.
But yeah, so here, that's kind of the, like, take your clothes off and go dancing in the rain. That's kind of the, like, oh, we're doing, like, kooky, wild, novel things all the time, right? Like,
yeah, in the realm
also
of,
in a
like,
sexy way.
Yes. It's sexual because you're taking your clothes off, you're dancing in the rain like nobody's watching or whatever.
Yeah, and dancing naked is also kind of like this, like, witchy ritual thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's like that combined with dancing in the rain, the musical, I guess. So like it's got like kind of a reference to that too, right? So it's just like it's all this like enticing, like odd things.
Yeah, and in like the Crucible, there is a scene where they talk about the women dancing naked in the woods, which is assumed to be a witch bride. So yeah, you're like, Yeah, right down the line of 1940s musical references and also the Salem witch trials.
So yeah, like 1800s, whatever time that was, witch trials.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it's kind of bringing all those things together. It's pretty effective because it does it very effortlessly. And then like live her crazy life, which is hectic and sounds like wild, but you like it because you like being with her. It also, she'll take away your pain.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, feels good to do, even though it's like maybe, I mean, to make another Eagles reference, it's a bit of like life in the fast lane, like you're always doing stuff.
Yeah.
And like maybe partying, maybe whatever. But like you enjoy it and like can't stop it. But also then it turns around again like a bullet to your brain. So like that's a bad thing.
That's a bad, yeah, it's like,
a bad
yeah,
way to remove the pain.
it's you're not going to hurt anymore, but it comes at a great
It comes at
cost.
a cost of like, I don't know, like death of yourself. I don't know.
Yeah, of essentially everything. Like you're giving it all up.
Like, do you lose your own identity? Is that what it's trying to say?
Well, yeah, that is a very interesting
Or
choice
she's
of words.
wearing
With
you out, I guess.
she'll make you live her crazy life.
Yeah.
So you're getting pulled into her shit. So in a sense, you do lose your identity.
Yeah.
But she'll take away your pain like a bullet to your brain. Come
Yeah,
on.
Come on.
Upside, inside out. She's living La Vida Loca. She'll push and pull you down, living La Vida Loca. Her lips are devil red, and her skin's the color mocha. She will wear you out, living La Vida Loca. Come on, living La Vida Loca. Come on. She's living La Vida Loca.
Yeah, I do like the upside inside out of like just the idea of like you're kind of losing this perspective, you know? It's just everything's so crazy. So yeah, I've got this obviously crazy life. That's your Vida Loca, right?
Yes.
La Vida Loca. And like she's living it, she's bringing you along, and like you can't avoid it, but like it will wear you out and like you'll burn out eventually. So it does feel like this very temporary thing as well. Like she's got this life, but like you just have to keep up with her. And she's just like kind of trying to find someone who keeps up with her. And I guess that's part of maybe the like she's got a new addiction. Another thing, if you look at it in the like she has a lot of partners kind of way.
Oh yeah, because she wears you out.
Like
so
they leave because they're like, this is too crazy.
Yeah, and our dude wakes up at a shitty motel. Like
Yeah.
he's basically been spent and used. The only difference is instead of having like his kidneys taken, it's his heart.
Yeah, exactly. That's the organ she takes away.
Yeah.
Also does a little bit of, I guess, painting a picture of what she looks like. You know, the idea of the deep red lips for like sexual women. It also says skin's the color mocha, and I think that is also kind of like this stereotype of like, I guess the color mocha of like, I guess the like darker skinned people have these like higher libidos.
Yeah,
which
a
is
bit
probably
of this.
not fair, but it's very catchy.
Yeah, and there's an interesting reason behind it from a Desmond Child here. He says, that particular song had parts that sound like Spanish but aren't. Like skin the color of mocha. Mocha is an American term. We don't say that in Spanish, but it sounded like Spanish. It took 3 days to work out the right combination of sounds and words. So they really worked to find words that just kind of made the song feel more Latin while still being in English.
Yeah.
And so this is in some sense a filler line, but yeah, it also does paint this idea of this sort of foreign seductress who's super horny because she's not white.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a bit of that in there. Just a quick note. It's a short line.
Yeah.
But it does have this feeling of like, an exotic sexualized woman. Which is a picture we like to paint often.
Yeah, and it is painted here, and then we get a bunch of Livin' La Vida Loca. The interlude, of course, Woo, all right.
Woo,
Phenomenal.
all right.
All right.
Yeah.
We come into the next verse, which is, woke up in New York City in a funky cheap hotel. She took my heart. She took my money. She must have slipped me a sleeping pill.
Yeah. The initial reaction to she must have slipped me a sleeping pill was date rape, I'll admit. Which I don't think it's actually trying to say. She's just like, he's out on this crazy night and he's like, gonna live this crazy life, and then she just up and leaves. And yeah, maybe she slipped him something so he wouldn't wake up while she was leaving. That seems to be the implication.
It's a post-coital sleeping pill if
Yeah.
I'm to believe that, because otherwise this is a much darker song.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's supposed to be. You're supposed to have the idea of danger and malpractice in some sense going on here, but it's
Right.
not supposed to be a fully
Yeah, it's not like sexual assault.
evil. Yeah, it's supposed to be, this is an enjoyable but ultimately damaging form of fun being with this woman. And that's what we get here, because he loses his money and he's in love with her despite all that. She took his heart.
Yeah. Got that organ.
Yeah, and funky cheap hotel, we get a real idea of this person who's been sort of set up, who's been
Funky
scammed
as
in
in
some way.
smelly? Like,
That's my understanding, not like
Yeah.
cool.
pretty funky hotel.
Honestly, for the price, it's great.
If you like a little funk.
Yeah, he's in some fucking shitty place. And he maybe got a sleeping pill. I never knew that line was in this song, but there it is. We move to the pre-chorus, though. She never drinks the water, makes you order French champagne. Once you've had a taste of her, you'll never be the same. Yeah, she'll
Yeah.
make you go insane.
Yeah. Again, we've got this like really desirable woman, but she like has high requirements, you know?
Yeah.
Like you got to spend this money. She wants you to buy the expensive French champagne, right?
Yeah, and in fact refuses anything else. She's not going to have
Yeah.
a glass of water.
But like you want her so bad that it's worth it.
Yeah.
And you go crazy thinking about her.
Mm-hmm. A common theme in songs about, like love songs in general, being like, like the Fine Young Cannibals say, she drives me crazy.
That's a fun song to sing along to.
Yeah, it is. That guy's got a great voice.
does.
We've talked about him before on a cover. It was last
Yeah.
September, I believe,
Yeah, they did a cover. I'm blanking on
of
the
Ever
song.
Fallen in Love.
That's the one.
Yeah. Maybe we'll talk about those guys again someday. But yeah, there is that. That's the pre-chorus. We come to the chorus again. It's the same as the last chorus. I think we're kind of out for unique lines in this, because we get the pre-chorus
Yeah.
of Dancing in the Rain again. Then it's a lot of the chorus, Livin' La Vida
choruses.
Loca, gotta La Vida, come on, everyone, come on, gotta La Vida Loca, gotta La Vida Loca, gotta La Vie.
Duh. Low.
No, it
Gotta.
cuts off then. No, it's too late, Alex. It's done.
No, I just couldn't allow it to not finish.
That's the lyrics. That's the song. It does what it proposes to do in the title of the song. It tells you about a crazy life.
Yeah, and it does. And what does it sound like, though?
What does it sound like? According to Child and Rosa, they were trying to write, quote, the Millennium Party song from hell. Is that what it sounds like to you?
I don't know about hell. That seems
From
really
hell.
extreme. Like, we talked about all the elements. Like, there's Latin feeling. There's like, I'd say a bit of ska, at least at one point, and then there's like a surf guitar on it too.
Yes.
But like, it's just a lot of like really like tight. I mean, the drums are going, but it's still pretty like fast rock beat kind of sound, right?
Yeah, like the drums and that bass groove really hold things down. This boom, da doom, da doo, da boom, ba boom, da doom, da doom, da doom,
As
da
like these
doom.
horns play that riff, pretty iconic riff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just very catchy there, and like a good bass.
Yeah.
For the whole thing. I don't just mean the bass guitar.
Also a
specifically,
good bass, but yeah,
also
good bassist.
So yeah,
It's a solid platform to build a song off of. There is, when he says, can I get a little more vibe on the track, we get a synth that enters, like, at the end of that line.
is
this
that
like,
the, like zzz?
yeah, that
Get a little bit of that.
was like, is that the vibe on the track? I don't fucking know, man.
Like, yep, there you go. There's vibe.
Yeah.
Thanks for the vibe.
Thank you for the vibe.
Yeah, it's that synth sound of like we're just changing the filter. Like it's the same note, but
Yeah.
And then of course there's another synth that comes in that just plays like two notes at a time.
Yeah. Are we talking about in the it's essentially like a broken up version of that horn riff.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah.
But like very broken up.
Yeah.
On the synth now. Yeah. But yeah, it's a lot of like moving filters around too, you know? A lot very synthy. Obviously, like that continues throughout the verse, and then there's like some more synth of just like repeated note. Again, we're like repeating a note, moving the filter around. You know?
Oh yeah, just playing with our filters.
So it's a lot of like very synthy stuff. Get that like kind of synthetic Latin sound, which yeah, it's good sound.
Yeah, good sound. And then at the end of our first verse, or if you call it the first like stanza,
yeah,
we get the introduction of that surf guitar.
the surf guitar.
Played by Rusty Anderson.
Rusty Anderson.
Who is Paul McCartney's guitarist, apparently, for like Paul McCartney and Wings.
Okay. So he actually played on a Bond song.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's interesting. He said to American Songwriter about this song, he's like, I was thinking more of a James Bond vibe, actually. But I kind of like the way it counterbalanced the song. He says about recording it, I didn't have a reverb to print that I was happy with. So I figured the mixer would have the perfect reverb and mix down. That recording turned into the single. When I heard it on the radio, I was shocked that they left it dry. So this is essentially just exactly what he recorded in studio on the track.
Yeah, and like it's got a really good like low end to it, and like, but yeah, it's just, and like it's kind of muted, and then like boom, 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 very cool. Cool like surf sound, you know?
Yeah.
It's that cool like low surf guitar, nice little like surf lick. And then there's horns in here too. This part to me feels the most ska. Just because like you get a bit of that surf with the like horns, and then like there's the like
oh yeah, the like yeah, real surf slide.
Yeah. Which is fun. And then that leads into the next verse, because this is just a little riff between the verses, right?
Yeah, it is just a musical break, and that was apparently just what Rusty Anderson was brought in for. Is like there was these empty sections, and
we need a guitarist to
like,
play surf guitar.
Fill it in, dude. Like, he's like, all right,
do something. And yeah, then I mean another verse, very similar. There's not much new. There's like some new guitar licks. So like I like 30 seconds. There's like a nice bend that you get.
Oh yeah,
yeah, in the background. It's like really quick.
Yeah, and then at the end of that verse, there's a as we build into that pre-chorus.
Again, it's that like repeated note. Now we're not on synth, so we don't have that same like filter sliding sound, but it's similar to like ba-da-da-da-da, like it's repeated.
Yeah, kind of doing the same effect, but without that synth sort of like sharpness.
It's a little different sound. So now, so the rhythm is pretty constant. You keep the rhythm constant, and you tend to get these like really smooth transitions between sections. It's like the rhythm keeps going, but now moving into the pre-chorus, we get this real like build from the horns.
Yeah, it's a pretty classic build. It is just like a rising,
pretty direct crescendo.
Yes.
And then like a bit more of that guitar, the same one from before that was strumming, which is not the same as the surf guitar. We're up high now. Definitely a different sound. That one sounds very dull. This one's much brighter.
Yeah.
Well, it's brighter. It's not like jangle pop, but like
no, but it's brighter. It's brighter.
That's kind of the elements I got in the pre-chorus, because like pretty soon there's a drum fill leading us into the chorus.
Yeah, as he screams like a bullet to your brain.
Yeah, and then we're up into upside, inside out.
Yeah, and it's worth noting just how forward Ricky Martin is in the mix.
Well, he's a star.
He's the star, and he's bringing the energy to match those instruments, because as much as they're like pulled back enough to let him occupy that space, he's doing the work to be there. Everybody's high energy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, throughout the whole thing. I mean, it's a big dance track.
Yeah.
Obviously, we'll talk about the music video later. There's kind of three things that happen in the chorus. I broke it up into three sections in my mind. We start with the like high vocal part, upside, inside, out, and then we hit the title line, which is also kind of part of that. And then the next bit is kind of a turnaround. Like it like will hit a single chord several times, and then first on the horns, and then the guitar joins later. And then like each line kind of follows that three parts. Da, 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 na,
right, and then like a now.
I guess that happens, and then like a quick turnaround.
Yeah. So it is like, a tight three parts repeated.
Yeah, and you just kind of like loop that a few times.
And then to break that pattern at the end, we just hit Livin, Vida, Loca a few times.
Yeah, and then you got to do some title lines, of course.
Yeah, and hit a couple of come-ons.
And come on.
Come on!
Exactly. But yeah, that's that section. We get a nice chorus there.
Yeah, we break back to those intro horns. We get some woos, some all rights.
Yeah, instrumental section here. Again, fun riff, and then the synth is sliding around too. Again, we get that kind of sound from the filter, and like other stuff. So like, there's a lot of synth work going on here. It just kind of sounds like he's fucking around, but having a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it's not like outlandish fucking around.
No.
Like it doesn't sound like it's not mixing with the track, but yeah, it's not like focused, like intentional synth either. It's
right.
It's like giving somebody a harmonica that is in the key you're playing in.
Exactly.
It's never working outside of the lines, but it's not necessarily doing straightforward stuff.
Yeah. Does it make sense? I don't know.
Nothing makes sense, dude. It's fun. It's provocative. It gets the people going. Just like this little percussion thing that gets us into the breakdown for the first part of verse 2. That little like, I don't know what the fuck it is. It's a kind of shakery. It's not a shaker.
It's a shakery sound. Yeah, it's like right at the beginning of the chorus.
Yeah, he's woke up
galloping. It's like a galloping sound almost.
It's like a. It's I don't know how it comes in at. Hang on. Like 127.
Oh, 127.
Yeah, it's like it's not consistent. It happens at 127 and it's gone.
Oh yeah, the like. Yeah, it does seem like a light vibra slap kind of sound. I don't know if it's a vibra slap or not. There's a version later on that does that with not a vibra slap for sure. We'll talk about that. But it kind of has that shakery, quick shakery sound.
Yeah. So we get that, and then we do this sort of breakdown for the first line of verse 2 where we wake up in New York City. Where it's just what is a ska guitar, basically. It's a skank on that guitar.
Ah, yes. Moving
Which I
to the...
think is present earlier, because I did have a note for it, but I couldn't hear it while we were listening back to it here.
Yeah, it's fast, though, yeah. And, like, really muted, so it's, like, fairly pushed back, but yeah, like, the song's kind of flattens everything in that way, so...
Yeah.
It kind of gets... Everything gets kind of combined together.
Yeah. So we get to highlight that guitar here.
Yeah,
we woke up in New York City very quick. And then, boom, drum hit, funky, cheap hotel where we're basically back to full instrumentation.
Yeah, you also get the, like, like, on, like, a cymbal.
Yeah, something. Like a washboard or something.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds metallic, and I'm like, it's got to be a cymbal, but, like, it could be, like, a cowbell, I guess? I don't know. It sounds metallic.
Yeah, I think that is... Yeah, it's like hitting a cymbal like close to the center of it, like a hi-hat like close to the middle,
yeah, where it doesn't
open.
Ring out very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be something like that. Anyway, that's a cool sound.
Yeah, it's neat.
And then another instrumental section. So like this is like the guitar solo kind of.
Oh yeah.
After the chorus there. It is the surf guitar. And then like there's still horns playing and stuff and lots of woos because it's a party song. So that's still happening.
Yeah, it's really honestly, we've set everything up at this point. The song kind of chugs on that for the next almost forever.
It really does, because we get into another pre-chorus, and then it goes through another chorus, and, you know, there's some, like, other ad-libbing and stuff, and, like, more guitar, surf guitar, but, like, other than that, like, that's kind of it. You get some, like, trumpet right at the end.
Yeah, around, like, 3:45 in the outro section, we get a big trumpet.
But, like, that's kind of the things. That's the things that happen.
Yeah, and that outro is like the cutting loose. You get more of that surf guitar. So, like, everything's playing more. And that pretty much takes us to the end of the song. We get a sort of a big note finish. We all hit one note, and the trumpet is the last thing on that.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the track, man.
Yeah, that's it. It's a good dancing track. Arrangement's pretty dense, you know, there's lots of guitar and synth and horns and drums, but you know, they make it all work and sound good together, so it's cool.
Yeah, it's good. Solid piece. And it, of course, has a music video directed by Wayne Isham.
Wayne Isham, who apparently was inspired to start making music videos by Ashes to Ashes.
Yeah, I could swear we've talked about this dude because I know that origin story, but I was looking through the videos he's directed, and I don't see one that we've done. Which, yeah, there's quite a
I
few.
don't
This
know.
guy has done a lot of work.
He did like Smoking in the Boys' Room, and he did Livin' on a Prayer, which is also a Desmond Child.
Yeah, it does a lot of hard rock, guys. Yeah, a lot of Desmond Child work. He does a Kiss one in the 90s. He does a bunch of shit.
Yeah, apparently Money in 1989, like Pink Floyd Money.
Like Pink Floyd Money, but done in 1989.
But yeah, I didn't see anything that like we've actually done.
Mm-hmm.
But he does sound familiar. I suspect that's the origin story of a few of these directors. Of like, it was like the first like notable, well, not the first, but like one of the first like notable music videos for being expensive and like exciting in terms of like filming, like cinematography.
And the inspiration comes through here because this video is also $500,000.
Oh yeah, this is $500,000. Damn,
$500,000 for this dude.
It's because of the special effects.
It's some of the driving stunts. I imagine took him over.
Yeah.
Very popular video. Won 5 awards at the 1999 MTV Video Music Awards, including Best Pop Video, Best Dance Video, International Viewers' Choice MTV Latin America North, International Viewers' Choice MTV Latin America South, and International Viewers' Choice MTV Russia.
Oh, didn't know they had that.
Nor did I, but the people in Russia, they love this song.
They love this one. Like seeing Ricky Martin's very, very white teeth.
Yeah, that dude he's using Crest White Stripes or whatever, white strips.
Definitely. He's definitely bleaching them. Yeah, so the video starts with a car like drifting and not hitting into a fire hydrant, which it knocks off.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's immediately we're into the club with the horns, and it's this like cool checkerboard pattern. And a lot of the shots are in this club. Ricky Martin is performing in here. There's a lot of people dancing, playing instruments, and so on.
Yeah, and worth noting, checkerboard background, that's ska.
That is pretty ska, yeah.
Well, that's pretty ska, dude.
It's pretty ska. They're not skanking, but it's pretty ska.
And I guess you've got like a studio space here. You got a whole bunch of choreographed dance going on. That's where some of your budget's going anyway. Like there's a lot of people in this room.
The lighting is very like harsh, and it plays with that. Like because it's really easy to like slip into shadows, in and out of shadows, because the shadows happen very suddenly. And it seems to have a bit of an orange filter on it.
I would say that's right.
It's set in Mexico, I guess.
That's how you know. Yeah, it's typically the filmic technique.
Even though it seems to actually be set in New York City. But
New York City, kind of the Mexico of the States. We've all said that before.
I've always said that.
You of course get people dancing in the rain or dancing under some water.
Well, it's the fire hydrant, right? The fire hydrant is shooting water up in the air, and they're dancing in the
that would make sense why they're in the street.
Rain created by the fire hydrant.
What do you make of this handkerchief whacking move?
Do you have a timestamp?
Like 40 seconds.
40 seconds. What do I make of?
Well, more like 43, but
they're like dancing. They have like.
They're like trying to get the water out of these little towels they got.
Yeah, I think the implication, like they're wearing clothes, but I think the implication is they have taken clothes off, right? And they're dancing in the rain, even though they're all clearly wearing clothes, like
beclothed, but they're less beclothed than
they're taking before. Like that might be like a sweater they had on, and now something like that.
I see. I
don't know if it actually shows them in the streets before that with the like clothes on.
No, it's basically club until that shot. And then we start getting shots of more of the outside world. We get Ricky Martin dancing with the Croatian, or no, driving rather, with the Croatian model Nina Maric.
Right. They're just holding the fabric. So yeah, I think that's the implication is like
they're not just holding it; they're whipping it.
They're whipping it too. But if you like go through, if you look at the start, like 39 seconds, it kind of looks like they're taking like a shirt off.
Okay, first. Yeah, you know what?
And then they start whipping them. So yeah, I think that's it. They're literally just taking their clothes off. Even though they all still have clothes on, they like took off an outer layer kind of thing.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And you can't show nudity in a music video, especially not in 1999.
99. Good God, no.
This is playing on MTV, don't you know?
Exactly. I do know that. So you get him in the car for a bit. It's pretty quick. We'll get more shots of it later where he's driving dangerously.
Oh my gosh, he is stunting.
Yeah. And then, we do the chorus in the dance place. They're doing this push and pull dance.
Yeah, lots of choreographed dancing, a lot of like switching between the choreographed dance, and then it'll be a close up on Ricky Martin. His teeth are so white. It'll pull out a bit, like to a wider shot of Ricky Martin. Also, his microphone.
Yeah,
I have that microphone.
Hell yeah!
It is a Shure 520DX Green Bullet, and it doesn't sound like this song at all. It's like a very much like an AM style, like lo-fi mic, and it gets used. What I bought it for was playing with the harmonica.
Interesting.
And this is like that almost. I don't know if it's exactly that one, but like it is that. It's very similar style of microphone.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good
So
eye
it's
for
like
that.
an old school kind of one, which I guess this is sort of like an older, supposed to be like a club, which maybe has some older stuff, you know?
Yeah, they're maybe trying to harken to like a more Latin club.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
Yeah. We go from there, of course, to a funky cheap hotel.
Yeah, with some like interesting like transition shots.
Yeah, these sort of weird like warps where it it just like it shifts.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
like
even know
wakes
how to
up on his
describe
bed,
it. Yeah.
and then like the camera like suddenly will like rotate, and then it's like, oh, he's gonna walk out this window, and the camera like rotates, but now he's stepping out of the like subway.
Yeah, and so are we to assume that this is him waking up in a funky motel and she comes to pick him up and they go out through the window? Or are we seeing the events of last night played out in reverse?
It kind of seems that way, right? Because like it makes sense that she'd like wake him up to like do something late because she's Loca, you know, she's Vida Loca. But the line in the song is, "I woke up and she's left me." But this, he wakes up and she joins him there and brings him out again. So yeah, I don't know.
But then it shifts from him hugging her outside the subway to boom, we're back on the stage.
Yeah. There's a little like dance choreography out in the street.
Yeah,
and then we're back in our.
He's making out with this lady now.
On the street, and she kind of like pulls away
a little bit, but then they go in for it. This is maybe my favorite. Is they start making out. We shift focus to a poster on the wall of Ricky Martin. Boom! Now we're back in the club.
Zoom. That's quite a transition. Yeah,
that's pretty fun.
Everyone's dancing, getting more crazy. He's dancing on the stage. His hands are in the air.
Yeah, and we kind of move into the bad driving of it all around this point.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Quite a story scene here. Keeps cutting to him driving this convertible. It's a red convertible too.
Yeah.
And
so
she's like
it's
standing
fast.
up as he drives and like dancing in the passenger seat, and he's swerving. And goes up on two wheels.
Yeah. Some classic stunts, and then that's when we find out that this moment from the start of the music video is actually sort of in media res, because that's that same car that then knocks out that fire hydrant.
Yeah, he like confuses another car, and they like kind of lose control and hit that fire hydrant. So, and then they just like are like, sweet, let's use this opportunity. And then it does like a quick montage of some of the shots we've seen of the dancers already.
Yeah,
like, we're catching up, and then they start dancing in the water.
They start dancing, and then the clothing coming off is more so here. Maybe if I had paid attention for the full music video, I'd had less questions.
Maybe
I did zone out a bit in this music video. I'll be honest with you, because sometimes when I'm like, okay, I get it. It's a lot of dancing in the club.
Yeah.
I kind of like, I'm understanding the music video. I don't need to pay attention.
Right. And I also know like the dancing is busy enough that I'm like, I'm definitely not going to like describe all the moves or anything.
Yeah.
I'm
not going to teach you guys the fucking La Vida Loca dance tonight. Like, it's not my job.
Yeah. And it's just a jump to the left.
You get some interesting shots of like frames over frames here, like around 320. It's a lot of strobing and like as he's dancing there.
Mm-hmm.
That's neat. So you get some neat shots in here. But
yeah, especially I like the strobe because like the lighting's so harsh, so it's like so shadowed, and then the strobe kind of like really lights everything up for a second, and then goes back to that like really shadowed look. So it's there's some really cool stuff in this visually.
Yeah, it's like it's got a good sense of what a music video should be. We got the dude, like even if we consider the club stuff the B-roll, it's pretty exciting B-roll.
Yeah.
Like we got people dancing, we got cool instruments, we got some
Yeah,
cool
like close-ups
shots.
on the guitar fretboard, all that, those kinds
Yeah.
of shots. So yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's well made. It's $500,000 well spent.
Yeah, I'll say. Wonder what this would cost nowadays.
Too much. But it's absolutely free for everyone to keep listening as we talk about covers of this song after a short break.
Boop. Ba-da, ba-ba, ba-ba-da. Ba-da, 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 ba.
We're back talking covers of Vida, Loca, starting the year 2000 with Toy Dolls.
Upside, inside out. She'll push and pull you down. Her lips are devil wings.
Yeah, Toy Dolls.
Toy Dolls, sort of a novelty punk act.
Yeah, they're British. They played in Canada one time.
One time.
They seem to have a quite extensive previous members list. So they've had a lot of members.
A lot of people changing in and out. Their claim to fame is a cover of a song called Nellie the Elephant, which is like a children's song, is my understanding.
Yeah, and they kind of, like you said, they're like a bit of a novelty thing. They play like kazoos a lot. Of course, my first thought hearing that, well, do they play the kazoo, the horn part on the kazoo?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They do.
Yes,
Absolutely, they do. Yeah. And so it's the kazoo's playing. We do get distorted guitar because they are punk. And then like real like a goblin British man vocals singing.
Yeah, definitely. Like they sound like, I mean, like it's got that almost like children's show sound to it. I don't know if you'd sing like that necessarily in a children's show, but like
a children's
like
fantasy
cartoon
show,
character, right?
Yeah.
They sound like a toy character from a cartoon sort of.
She's into superstition.
Singing this song.
Yeah, it's very silly.
Yeah, it is. And like there's not a whole lot going on instrumentally. Like they've got the surf guitar part largely verbatim. They've got the distorted guitars like you said, and then like the kazoos for horns, and like that's kind of it.
Yeah, it's a pretty simple conversion. We're essentially removing the salsa and the other genre and taking ska back to punk.
Yeah. The other genre was
swing? No, it was salsa. Oh my god, Alex, I can't even remember a thing.
For some reason I thought
said.
Latin was one of them, but that was salsa.
Salsa surf, obviously.
Surf.
Well, yeah, we're actually zoning in more on the surf than
Yeah,
anything, which of course
surf.
has strong links to punk.
Yeah. And like so it's a lot of like their vocal stuff, right? Because it's like the voices they're doing, and then like they all come together in the pre-chorus with like kazoos as well, because there's a bunch of kazoos, and then like they'll alternate on the chorus, kind of so there's like a group singing, shouting out the title lines kind of thing, and then on the third verse they do this thing where they alternate between the lead and like this kind of chorus singing.
Yeah. And it is, I would say, for a song that's about a spooky woman, having these voices that wouldn't be out of place at your local haunted house, like, is good.
Yeah.
I think it's a good interpretation.
Good. Yeah, I found that this it's fun and it's silly, but it doesn't seem like they're trying to make fun of anything. To me, which I liked.
Yeah. That's why I wouldn't go to call this comedy.
Yeah.
So much as it is just silly, like it's just like hanging out and doing a song for fun.
Yeah, they're listed genres on Wikipedia. There's a few of them, but one of them is oi, and then one of them is punk pathétique. So I don't know exactly what that means, but I feel like it makes sense.
Yeah, I think hearing that, not knowing it, I guess I grab it.
Themes. Yeah, just like it's not taking itself seriously, which makes sense.
Yeah, and just like they're enthusiastic. Like when they're on the chorus and the backing guys are shouting like "Skin the color of mocha" and stuff. Like they're fully 100% committed to this song.
Yeah. So yeah, I do think it's fun, particularly because they are like doing fun things with the vocals, and everyone's getting involved.
Yeah, I think it's a good move as opposed to just doing a straightforward punk version of this to be a little bit just weird. So it I think makes it more palatable to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
not
so
a bad
too.
version. There was something that claimed to be a music video for this. I don't think it is, though.
Oh, I didn't even find that.
Phenomenal. We don't have to talk about it. We're going to go
Perfect.
straight to the year 2004 to talk about Eddie Murphy and Antonio Banderas.
Yeah, let's talk about the Shrek version.
Upside, inside out, living la vida loca. She push and pull you down. Living la vida loca. Lips are devil red, and the skin's the color of
Shrek version. So this plays almost in full at the end of Shrek
Yeah,
2.
not completely full, but almost.
You do get most of it, and this version that is on the soundtrack, some reason not on the title soundtrack, at least not in Canada,
Yeah.
but this version has a lot of like sound samples from the movie.
Yeah, it does. Particularly like there's some backup vocals from the giant gingerbread man
Oh yeah,
who's underwater at this point because he fell
That's
into a
right.
boat.
adding a bit of a labyrinth vibe to the song. You know, a little bit
Mhm.
of a puppy dog tails.
Yeah.
Thunder and
A little bit of that sound.
A little bit of that, a little dance
Um,
magic dance.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised re-listening to this at how much it does different stuff. I would call this a
It does.
more cinematic version, but when we talked about Holding Out for a Hero last week with John, we mentioned that the version that plays in the movie of that is very, very, very close to the original, whereas this one takes a lot more liberties, and I think to its benefit.
Yeah, like really the Spanish guitar. That's like a big thing, right? Like it
Yeah,
plays the Spanish
potentially.
guitar.
I'm only saying this because the big bad wolf seems to clearly be playing a mandolin.
A mandolin, right. It's a mandolin. It's visualized as a mandolin.
Yeah, but is it actually a Spanish guitar?
I mean, that's the style. That's what I would call it. Like this kind of
You're the man I
flamenco
trust for
guitar.
these sort of string noises, and that's what I originally thought. But yeah, this.
Yeah, it's the same as like, I mean, they're like, oh, we have brass. Oh, we got to play like a bugle, you know, like
Yeah.
or whatever. And it's like, a
Right, because
saxophone
you're
kind of thing.
you're translating back to fantasy instruments, so that's maybe why it's a more mandolin /
Yeah, exactly.
based
It's
looking
got to be
instrument.
like Ren Fair stuff.
Yeah.
Ren Fair.
Yes. More
Although
like
there is like a
Ren
band in the
Unfair.
background, which I have not looked at closely, but
Yeah, I should have looked at that more. But the movie gives you so much like visually going
There's
on
so
with
much.
the main characters doing little dances and stage dives and whatever.
yeah,
But-
I mean, similar idea, other than they have, yeah, like a drum kit, which again is like a bit antiquated, but they've made it look, it's like, what's the word? It's anachronistic, but like they've made it
Yeah.
look somewhat believable.
Yeah, a classic move, I think, for these types of
Yeah,
visual bands.
And it's
But
like
let's
just
talk,
in the background, so.
yeah. Let's talk about this music.
Yeah, we
which,
should
of course,
talk about,
Eddie Murphy comes in uno dos cuatro. He skips 3
yes, he does.
because he's crazy,
'cause He's
dude.
crazy, and also Donkey is supposed to be like a bit dumb.
Yeah, I guess so. That makes
Right?
sense. Yeah,
Like intelligent when he needs to be.
he's emotionally intelligent.
Exactly.
you know?
He's emotionally intelligent.
He's street smart as well.
Exactly. So yeah. So they start with more like hype up stuff, right?
Yeah, so
With,
the uno dos
Puss
cuatro,
and Donkey,
and then the dramatic strings that flow in.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, the sort of like hype track, almost more hip hop based. Puss and Donkey, y'all.
Yeah, and then the album. There's a synth solo. What? Oh, that's later on.
Yeah, there is. I was surprised
Not in the video. Not in the
to hear a
scene.
synth solo in
Yeah.
the actual album track. And then, of course, in the album track during this hype up section before we even hit.
Yeah, but that's way
Puss and
later
Don-
on. I'm getting my notes mixed up.
Yeah.
But yeah, they kind of like they play this Spanish guitar, like Latin / Spanish flamenco type guitar throughout.
Mhm.
So like that's kind of the different style, and it works pretty well. And we still get like drums and big horns and stuff,
Yeah.
and obviously synthesizer doing like
Yeah, and that bass groove is there pretty much untouched from the original. It's the exact same, just maybe a little louder in the mix.
Oh yeah. And then obviously it's the character voices from the movie. Some often, I would say, singing in unison.
Yeah, and of course, so the main focus is, of course, Puss and Donkey, y'all.
Yep.
Donkey, pretty straightforward. Banderas here, Antonio Banderas is Puss in Boots, really hamming it up in this first verse.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, like he does like an operatic part later on too.
Yeah, I love that. He gets some of the biggest moments on this. I think they must have known that Puss in Boots was going to be a fucking runaway hit character when they were making this film.
Puss in Boots must have focus tested very well.
Yeah, they must have been like, people love this cat.
Yeah, and they were right.
They were right. I still love the cat, man. I'm like,
should I watch the Puss in Boots movie? I don't know.
I mean, if you haven't seen The Last Wish, it's pretty good.
Okay.
I like it. I think it's on fucking Netflix or something.
It's got to be on something, right?
Dude, they're all on something these days. But yeah, great vocal performance. Very, very humorous. And what else do we got going on in this one, man?
I mean, in the video, the thing that thought was so funny back in the day is Pinocchio dancing, doing like a Michael
he does
Jackson
the pelvic
dance.
thrust.
And he does the pelvic thrust. Yep, that was like the funniest thing to me.
Yeah, Pinocchio being a little fucking perv.
Yeah.
You know, it's good to have representation.
Yeah, exactly. And like, there's a whole scene in the movie where he's wearing like women's underwear.
Women's underwear.
And like, that's a whole not really a plot point, but like he uses lying about it to lengthen his nose.
Oh yeah, because they tell him to just tell it's a pretty good comedy beat where they tell him to just tell a casual lie like this, like I'm wearing ladies' underwear, and he's like, oh fuck, and he says it, and his nose doesn't grow, and then it becomes him lying about it. That's pretty good. I don't know if
the gingerbread man, who's a freak,
yeah, grabs his underwear,
grabs the underwear.
Not acceptable.
Yeah.
A gingerbread man, I guess, doesn't wear clothing either, though.
True, gingerbread.
What
man.
is his conception of clothing? Like he has his little gumdrop buttons.
Yeah. He really values the gumdrop buttons, but anything else, nothing.
Anything else?
No.
Very strange. Very strange. But yes, he's there doing the pelvic thrust. Other good moments. We get like radio kind of filtered vocals to start the second verse, real AM style, maybe using your green bullet.
Maybe. Yeah, it's that style, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's all lo-fi. What else is going on?
We're kind of talking about this one all out of turn. We already touched on the chorus, the big group sing, the interest voice. Let's talk about this synth solo at 225.
Yeah. What do you think of that synth solo? Unexpected?
Unexpected, but I kind of fucking liked it.
Yeah, especially like it's not in the movie, so like to hear it now, they're like wee wee wee. It's like where's that coming from? But also like okay.
Well, we get like echoed voice samples, just like some ows, and like oh she's living La Vida Loca. It's pretty fun. We get you know what else is worth noting is the piano's on this.
The piano. Yeah, do I have notes about the piano on this one?
I feel like you would or should. Is this not the classic? Is it called a rubato? Am I making that term up?
Montuno, I think.
Montuno.
Term.
Yes. So that that sort of classic pattern is playing throughout this.
It is. I don't know why I never noted it.
Alex, it feels to me like you were too distracted by the visuals of the movie.
Could be.
A lot of your notes are about the people doing things. Which is a valid part of this. It's
true. I also think like maybe the YouTube mix on this is like not the best. It's like it's like somewhat compressed.
It's somewhat compressed. I still heard the fucking piano, man. I don't know. Where were you, Doc? Where are you?
But yeah, they do have that. They do have that Montuno sound.
And of course, yeah, it's a big hype up version. They do the outro. They go like I think up an octave around 250.
Yeah, there's a
key change or something. Yeah. All your hype up moves. The credits are rolling. You know, we know who's playing Shrek. It's Mike Myers. We're all very excited to see that. Oh my God, is that Cameron Diaz as Fiona? Holy cow! What? It blows your mind, and that's it. Other things to note from like the visuals: Shrek kills a dog by stage diving. Puss in Boots drenches himself in some water at one point, very sexually. Yeah.
Because take your clothes off and go dancing in the rain, and then he like dumps water on his
buckets himself.
Let's see, ice bucket challenge. That's not a good reference.
Yeah, this was the predecessor to the ice bucket challenge.
It was like the fucking cat did it. So why don't we?
Why don't
and then
we,
it's
dude?
Credits.
Then it's credits, but we got to move on to the year 2013 to talk about Chris Doky featuring Chris Doky.
Upside, inside out, she's living La Vida Loca. She'll push and pull you down, living La Vida Loca. lips are devil red and her skin's the color.
I know, right? I assume that means he sang it. Because he's
that
like
might make sense.
he's like the composer of this soundtrack because it's a film soundtrack for a movie called Detective Downs.
Detective
Which
Downs.
is it's a movie about a guy with Down syndrome who's a detective, like a PI. And
boy.
it's Danish, I think. And if you look on IMDb, the ratings range from 1 to 10. So I would call that mixed.
Yeah, I would say that is mixed. Very interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I fucking didn't look at the album artwork, so didn't even realize.
Yeah, I was like, well, because I Googled it and I was like, Detective Downs, like Downs? And I was like, yeah, okay, they did it. Yeah, cool.
Detective Downs.
Downs. But who's this guy? Chris Doky. He's a jazz bassist. I think he's like born in Denmark.
Yeah, he's Vietnamese, ethnically, I believe, and Danish by birth.
Yeah. And like lives in the States or something like that.
Yeah, and he's the younger brother of jazz pianist Niels Landauki.
Well, obviously.
I don't fucking know, but
which means nothing. And he's like worked with some notable names. Ryuichi Sakamoto's the one I noticed.
yeah. Of what does he do?
What is it called? Yellow Magic Orchestra?
Yes, I wanted to say that. I wasn't 100% sure, but yeah.
I think he's done like some film soundtracks as well.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
He gets around.
But he passed away a few years ago.
Of course, you would have seen him as an actor and film score composer in Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence.
Obviously. Mr. Lawrence
David Bowie film.
I did see that movie. Yes, he was in that movie. I do remember that. Seeing his name in the credits. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. Well, there it is. Yeah, so this guy, a jazz dude, essentially, in a weird movie about Down syndrome. Very strange.
Yeah.
And that's,
This is the one I earlier said this could go on potentially.
Yeah, you were foreshadowing that to me, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
You were like,
I'm excited to find out.
We'll see. Nope, Detective Downs, which is maybe an all right movie because some people like it, but also some people think it's terrible.
Some people think it's terrible.
I don't even. Yeah. So what happens in this song though? This is like straight salsa.
Yeah, Montuno right off the bat.
Yeah, this reminds me very much of Buena Vista Social Club. This sounds like he listened to the Buena Vista Social Club and was like, let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Latin rhythm on the piano. Is there clave? Maybe, not quite. Horns, you get that like softer, I think, nylon guitar.
Yeah.
With the like plucked or picked sound, like single notes kind of thing, more than strumming. Yeah. And like it's that sound, and like we drop right down to the vocal, the just vocals on the verse, and then like there's a little interlude kind of between, and then later on they bring in the like higher trumpet with vocalizations, which is like very something I would associate with Buena Vista Social Club, which is like Cuban salsa. Yeah, so it's like very much that sound.
Yeah, it felt to me like sort of the opposite of this Pro Tools mix that Desmond Child was talking about. This is bringing it back to that sort of ambient music route that he was discussing.
Yeah, it feels more like it's in a room.
Mm-hmm.
And then that, oh my god, the like high voice. I feel like there's a name for it. I don't know what it is. Where you're
Loca. Oh yeah, there's almost like a sort of hype up man.
Yeah, and like I said, you get that in like Buena Vista Social Club, and there's just like this older guy who's just like Candela.
Yeah, it is like a dude's job. Like you have like a toaster in like Jamaican music, or like a like boy bands will have the guy who raps. It is like a specific style of vocal
Man who raps
that is not like just traditional singing. Although it is singing, but it's like a very specific style. I don't know what it is. I do love that it exists. It's a great part of it. I love the instrumentals on this. I think it's a pretty solid instrumental mix. I do not love Chris Doky's vocals. Yeah,
he's definitely only like kind of singing. Like it's close to spoken word, and especially verse 3 is like very much spoken word. But yeah, he's definitely like doing okay.
Yeah, he is like, there's just like no charisma behind it. It's a little flat. It gets Kermit-ish at times.
Kermit, yeah.
It's and especially when you've got that cool Spanish singing guy on the back there, it's like, well, why? Maybe just give that guy the
hire
front.
Somebody, and then we know, like, woke up in New York City in a funky cheap hotel. that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
it's a little bit too much towards like musical theater style that
That's true.
I just
That
don't
is
love it.
true.
But
Yeah.
instrumentally, I think we're on fire here. I think we're great.
Yeah, I think it's a good job of that sound. I would say I don't know if it does much with the sound, but like I like the sound, so it doesn't.
Yeah,
need
it
to.
might not be far out exciting jazz, but it
Right.
is.
But it's solid.
It's solid.
Also at the end, is it at the end? I wrote down. I didn't write a timestamp, but I think it's right at the end when he like speaks, says a line.
Oh yeah, he
Man,
adds on.
I just
this
don't know what's
stuff.
up with her. She's so fine. I just start acting crazy. I don't know, man. I need to go home.
Ha 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 ha. As part of that quote. But yeah, that was the ultimate like topper of like the vocals on this are not fucking great, dude.
we don't need that,
We definitely don't need the bonus stuff.
man.
Man.
I don't even remember
But-
how he says it. That's just how I'm saying it.
And I feel like if you're gonna ad lib something, you should ad lib with like maybe a sample of Will Arnett from Arrested Development.
Yeah.
Which is what brings us into 2017 to talk about
Talking
patent
about patent
pending.
pending.
Upside, inside out. She's living la vida loca. She'll push and pull you down. Living la vida loca. Her lips are devil red. And her skin's the color.
A rock band from New York State, not city.
Yes, from Mount Sinai.
Yeah.
Not much to know about these guys besides that. And they open a track with a guy saying, "Oh, come on," in a style similar to Will Arnett's running bit.
I thought it was a sample from the show.
It could be a sample. I'm not 100% sure. I go back and forth on it.
It's really got the grit. I think it's a
Yeah.
sample personally, but he's definitely like matching the cadence pretty well. They're like, "Oh, come on."
Yeah.
Little Arrested Development in there in 2017, which when did the fifth season come out? Doesn't matter.
Should have never come out. That's what
Should know it.
matters
This was
about the
before. I
fifth
think
season.
no. Season 1 was out, or season 4 was out, but not 5 in 2017. I think.
Yeah.
So I rewatched season 4 in 2018.
Okay.
Anyway, not important. What else is going on here? I couldn't find too much about the band.
Yes.
That
No, all I found was the things we've already said about him.
yeah. So anyway,
And this is pretty straightforward punk.
yeah, I would say almost like more just like rock to me. It's not like super like attitude-y in the punk way.
I suppose so.
To me, I don't know. And I guess it's just there's a lot of synth on it too. So I guess I was
Yeah.
thinking a little bit like what are they called? Those guys who do the what are they named? I don't remember.
The Synth Bros.
That those said the band, and they're like kind of a prog rock band, and they
Yes. Super Tramp.
no, but like modern.
Asia.
Oh my gosh, it doesn't matter. Not important. I won't remember.
Not important. Okay, not a problem. Yeah, the synth is ultimately my problem with this one.
Where they do like the horn part on this synth. It's kind of like a guitar-ish synth.
Yeah, it's like a guitar synth, and I find it doesn't mix well with the rest of the instruments.
Doesn't sound quite right, eh?
It doesn't sound quite right, and you hear it, they sting it after like each vocal line. Black cats and voodoo dolls.
And it kind of sits on top of
Shut the
everything.
fuck up. Yeah, it's like too loud. It's too forward. And it is like their unique elements, this one, because otherwise, yeah, it is just a standard rock and roll.
Yep. Yeah, like they do the surf guitar pretty directly and all that. I guess the other thing they do is quite a bit of piano, and it's more like a 16th note, like fast, like chords.
Oh yeah, in the back.
Yeah, exactly. That comes in after the verse, after the first verse.
Yeah,
That
that doesn't sound good either, though. I'm listening to it now in the mix. It's like that and the synth both sound just weird in the track.
Just doesn't fit, eh?
Just doesn't fit in quite
Yeah.
right.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think of it in terms of that. I didn't think it was that like exciting though. Like I thought it was kind of a really straightforward rock cover. And yeah, I guess the synth is not like inspiring or anything. I didn't notice like a lack of mixing, but I'm also like I couldn't really tell if it was a guitar or a synth.
Yeah, I don't like.
Yeah,
If you go to the chorus, it just sounds loud and dumb and not like just a it sounds like when you're like practicing synth at home, you're like, okay, I think I got something here. Like it just sounds like a little unprocessed, a little unrefined, and not in a cool lo-fi way.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like all that like cool or lo-fi or anything. It's just straight forward as a cover and like not that exciting.
Yeah, wasn't crazy about this one. There is a sort of synth solo on the outro, but honestly, let's move to 2017 to talk about Pato Fu.
Upside, inside out. She's living la vida loca. She'll push and pull you down. Living la vida loca. Her lips are devil red and skin's the color.
Let's talk about Pato Fu, identified as a Brazilian indie rock group, and we did talk about them
Oh,
for
shit.
Live and Let Die.
Live and let die. Interesting. Was their version of Live and Let Die also like children's music?
This is like their style,
Okay.
I think.
They were on a
believe it
list of
was.
the 10 best bands in the world in Time magazine.
Yeah, people like them. It sounds like you didn't. Am I hearing that correctly?
I wasn't blown. I was more confused, I think, than anything.
It does come across to me as like a novelty. Like I'm thinking of them in a similar vein to like The Cog is Dead, where they have like a thing. This is very much their thing though, and they're like a whole group. Like I watched a bit of a live performance of this song.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's like so many of them, but they play on like children's guitars, like made for children, like they're tiny. So all
Okay.
the sounds are like small and like silly, I guess, because they're like, hey, what are you doing that? But like there's a melodica and there's like a kazoo or something. And you talked about that rattling sound that we thought might be a vibroslap. They use like wind up teeth to do that part, and she just like holds it up to the microphone and like puts it down. So this, and like they're doing all these sounds live, so that's kind of cool.
Okay. Even the meow that they do on the recorded version?
Well, I think that's just like a cheap children's, like one of those little like keyboards. Meow, 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 meow.
Meow.
You know?
It's just a single meow. It's just meow.
Yeah, but I think it's from one of those keyboards. It's
Okay.
pushing the same note. But yeah, it has that kind of stuff. So like it's toys and like small things. So it's a lot of, the sound's very consistent, I will say that. You know, everything's thin and small, but it like supposed to sound like plasticky and like children's toys.
Right. These guys are Yoko Ono's plastic band.
Exactly. This is the Plastic Ono band. But yeah. Yeah. So it's interesting. And they have like other things that make it sound children-y, like the backup vocals seem to all be children.
Yeah, literal children.
Literal children. The lead vocals are this woman who seems to head the group Belo Horizonte.
That's where they're from, is Belo
wait.
Horizonte.
No, that's a place. I read the wrong thing. Fernanda Takai?
Sure.
That's her, not the other thing. That's a place. I see that. I read the wrong thing. Cool. But yeah, it's all those kinds of sounds. And like the drums even, like things, there's not a lot of like bass, right? Everything is like clicky, and the drums are even like kind of harsh because of it, just because it's very, there's a lot of like those high frequencies.
Yeah, it is high frequency stuff. It's trebling. It's yeah, I guess if I'd seen the live performance, I might have had a better understanding of this.
Yeah.
I just couldn't wrap my head around like if this is like a children's act, if it's some sort of take on how it's kind of weird that like kids know this song and love it, even though it references sleeping pills and depraved sex acts. Like, I thought it was maybe a take on that. I was out to sea with this one, man. And
yeah, it's definitely. I was reminded of, like there's a subreddit, awful taste but good execution. I don't know about awful taste, but like questionable taste for sure. Good execution. Definitely,
good
there's a lot of
execution.
impressive work put into this. But I'm like, I don't know if it was a good idea, but like I'm impressed that they did it.
yeah, it's a real
continue
like
to.
you did it, but like why?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm 100% on board with it, but I'm like reasonably impressed by it.
Yeah, I might check out the live video and see if it impressed you. Because just listening to this, I was like, okay, it's fine. Like it's all there, dude.
Yeah.
But and of course we get Kazoo on this one to help close it out. So
Of course.
shout out to Toy Dolls.
Yeah, exactly. Little toy doll reference.
Little Toy Doll reference, but we got to reference Belgium in the year 2018.
We do.
Talk about Tom Dice.
Tom Dice.
Upside, inside out, living la vida loca. She'll push and pull you down, living la vida loca. Her lips are devil red and her skin's the color.
Lost, who we talked about twice before.
Good Lord.
For
here
All
on
Night
Top of
Long
Things
and
this
for
week.
You're Beautiful.
We've got a long and storied history of talking about people, as,
Talking about
as it
people.
turns out.
Who
The
it's easy to
runner-up
forget,
here.
there's so many.
Yeah, on the 2008 Flemish version of the X Factor.
Yep.
And this guy, do you do the same kind of thing with his other covers, Alex? Is it this sort of like...
I don't remember because I
Fantastic.
didn't check.
That's good. No, I mean, you're
Well,
a
it's
step
like
ahead of me.
popified, right? So like I don't think this is like his thing per se, other than like you make it more poppy. This makes it really, really smooth.
Yeah, real smooth, real, like not R&B, but in that sort
But yeah,
of...
kind of like pop,
Kind of
R&B
like
and
pop
inspired
R&B.
pop.
Chill wave, a touch.
Yeah,
Like it's in that sort of like lounge music.
it's very smooth and very synthy too. Like the track doesn't really have any remnants of the original, right?
No.
You get the like right, like it doesn't sound like "Livin' La Vida Loca," really, which is fine, but it is very different.
Yeah.
And like there's a lot of that like ambient synth, quiet ambient synth. So like, oh, we got a low one and a high one, cool. And,
Yeah,
like, piano
humming
chords
in
on the
the back
pre-chorus
there.
and like a little guitar. And then you get the like bum, 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 pop chords. So like it's got all those elements, but it's very much a different thing.
Yeah.
Other than the lyrics, of course.
So I guess we're focusing, and the idea of all those things is to focus on the dark factor of this witchy
It seems
woman,
to.
this La Vida Loca
It seems
woman.
to. But yeah, it does take away everything like Latin about it. It feels like cooler, or it's trying to be cooler than the original.
Yeah.
The original's kind of more like fun and outgoing, so maybe it's like a different kind of person. So it does feel maybe a little more dangerous in that way.
Yeah.
But I do also I couldn't really find much that was referencing the original, and I really do like it when even if you change everything, there's like a little something to reference it.
Yeah, if there's like a piano that does the surf
Yeah.
thing, but like slightly differently or like elongated, so you're like, oh yeah, like we're still playing with elements of the original.
Exactly. And like it's not a requirement, because like there's definitely covers where it's like it's completely different and it's awesome. I don't think this
Yeah.
really like rises above in any particular way. It's like decently put together. It's just not that exciting. And I really like the
Yeah.
like fun and outgoing atmosphere of the original, and this one kind of tries to be cooler in a way that just doesn't do much for me.
I think it's trying to do what that like Hey Ya acoustic cover that people went nuts about did, you know? It's like, if you listen to the lyrics, man, she's real. She's bad news, dude. This isn't a fun party song. It's a song about bad women.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like, if I sing it like this, a little cooler, a little colder even, it's like, oh, you're focusing on that. And yeah, I agree. It doesn't feel like it's not bad, this version. Everything fits together. All the instruments slot together. The synth bass is synth bassing. You know, the keys are
Yeah.
keys.
Yeah. It all
It's
works. It's like solid production.
solid production. Nothing wrong with his vocals. It's just like, yeah, does it give us anything? Oh, yeah, like to even put it in conversation with the original, really, beyond the lyrics. And it's like, man, not really.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what if we talk about a different band? How's that for a segue?
Yeah, let's talk about a different band. Another one we've talked about 2 times before.
Jesus Christ, 2022. It's our last night.
Outside, inside out, she's living the vida loca. She'll push and pull you down, living la vida loca. Her lips are devil red and her skin's a color.
When did we talk about these guys?
You'll Be in My Heart and Humble.
Are these the guys who walked around in the woods for You'll Be in My Heart? Or like a park?
That's like they had a video. They would have had a video, I think. I
Yeah.
don't remember it exactly.
I'm checking it now, but yeah,
I
these
mean, it
guys
probably
are
sounded a lot like this cover.
American post-hardcore.
Post-hardcore group. So
They
do a lot
didn't
of
have a
YouTube
music
covers.
video.
Okay.
You would think they would, but
They seem like the types too, because they do have one for this.
yeah, they do have one for this, and it is it's just all B-roll essentially. It's very boring. But let's talk about what the song sounds like. Post-hardcore band, known for doing covers of pop songs. That's their thing.
Yeah, and that's what they do here. So you get like heavy guitar from the start. You know, playing the riff, right?
Yeah.
It's way filtered down at first and kind of fades in. So like the tricks are well worn, I would say. I do think they
Yeah.
end up making a solid version out of it, though.
I do think so. I think if we can, especially comparing this to Tom Dice,
Yeah,
they had the solution to, sure, you can do a darker version of this, absolutely,
yeah,
but you got to have that energy.
and they do.
They got
For
that
sure.
energy.
Yeah, like I found myself enjoying this kind of almost in spite of myself because like I was kind of going into it a bit negative, and I was like, I don't know about this one. Like it's a relatively straight cover, not that complex conversion into like this kind of hardcore sound, but I really think they do like a solid job of it. You know, like they got the guitar lick on the or the horns part on as a guitar lick, and then like. You know, they're singing it, but they're doing it like screamy sometimes. But I do feel like they do a very solid job. And yeah, the energy is a big part of that.
The energy's there. The surf guitar riff translates really well to like a heavy metal guitar.
Yeah, like any rock and roll context, they're like, surf
Yeah.
guitar? Fuck yeah, just play it straight.
Slot it in, play it straight. It's going to sound great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him going up to the screaming. And of course, on the New York City verse, cheap fucking hotel. I mean,
yeah.
it sent me off. I was like, yeah.
You know, I was pretty sure he said that, and I forgot to go back and check.
I doubled back because I was like, did he say it? I was like, dude said fuck, right on.
Wonderful. But yeah, and like he kind of like the way they do the vocals starts like kind of in the middle, and then like by the second verse jumps up to this higher register, and it's more like that like nasally, and it's like in the like screamy hardcore sound, and then like, later on like end of the chorus like Loca, like scream, and you're like, okay, yeah, La Vida Loca, that's hardcore backup vocals. So it's still a fairly straight cover, but like they're doing a good job with it, you know?
Yeah, good job of ramping up your vocals, like simple tricks that make the song feel alive.
Yeah, even like the heavy drums on the pre-chorus. My timestamp is 40 seconds for that first one.
Yeah, let me hear that. That's
and you get that like
oh yeah, just
Classic
playing with
moves.
the toms, dude.
Yeah, like again, they're well-worn techniques, but like they're effective.
Yeah, effective.
And yeah, they keep the energy up, so it's not boring.
And yeah, the hardcore like backing of come on.
Yes.
It works on me.
A lot of that kind of stuff. So yeah, I really thought this was a solid version. I liked it more than I was expecting to.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was pretty decent. The music video is the boys in the studio. I don't know how much we want to talk about it.
Yeah, it's the boys in the studio. They have a small CRT in the background. There's a plant.
I see that.
That's
a small
pretty much
CRT and an old ass computer as well.
Oh, there's an old ass computer too.
So if you
right?
look
Is it
at
connected
just
to
the
that
opening
monitor?
shot, no, they're on essentially opposite ends of the
yeah. I see.
of the studio.
Yeah, they've got like an Amiga or something. Nope, no, it's
Yeah.
not. It's like an Apple
Yeah, like an old
thing.
Apple.
I don't actually know. One of the like it's a monitor connected to a keyboard, but it's all one piece.
Mhm.
I think that might be an Apple of some kind, but I don't know my old computers all that well.
No, me neither. But that's what's going on in this one. Your classic shots. We see the dude singing. We get close-ups of the instruments. They ask at the end. They tell you to text them what you thought about the music video.
Oh, I should have texted them.
I should have texted. I was too scared to because I'm a baby and I fear interaction with human beings.
It might be an Apple II.
It might be an
A
Apple
version
II.
of an
Okay.
Apple II.
I can believe that because
With,
like
like, floppy
my thing
chats in
is
the
this is all great B-roll, guys. Like we got some great B-roll footage.
Yeah. But
We
where's
just
the
need
rest
an
of the video?
actual- Yeah, we just need an actual video around it. Like,
Yeah, I do think it's the like production schedule of a YouTube cover channel is so short.
Mhm.
They really I mean, we see that too, where we're like, we talked about this group before. This video is the same fucking thing in the same room. Which I know it takes time to make these, but like if you're gonna record it, like what I don't know.
Yeah, it's like you have already invested in obviously quality video recording equipment.
Yeah.
The quality of picture here is great. It's like why
And
don't
some
we
lighting?
do a little more? Yeah, you got lighting. You could even do something just in the space. You look at an artist like Leo, who's in the fucking YouTube,
Right.
like pumping out realm, and he'll even just record in a different location, or he'll just wear bits and bobs that are like related to the artist he's covering. And then that changes up the video enough that you're like, okay, well, it's something new. Like, it's not the most exciting thing, but
yeah, but some of his have been like really good. Obviously, it's probably similar to this where they're inconsistent, and some of them. I mean, a lot of his are very similar, but
yeah, but something like the Slipknot one, he's in like a different location. He's
that's a
got
good
masks on and stuff. It's a good one. Yeah. So that's my little music video spiel. Let's rank them. We
Let's
got
do it.
3 categories this week: the worst version, the best version. I'm gonna keep reusing it for the rest of the month here. Shrek 5 version.
Shrek 5 version. Yeah.
I'm creatively bankrupt at this point right now, so I'm taking the easy route. Alex, what's the worst version this
What's
week?
the worst version of this song? The worst version for me. Now, hang on. Let me do a quick listen.
Now, hang on.
Hang on a minute. I think for me, it's probably. I didn't really like the Tom Dice one. I feel like it didn't really have a good idea of what to do with the song. It just had another track, and they're like, "What can we put on this?" That's kind of how I felt about that one.
It is maybe the classic like reality singer runner-up makes an album and does a cover.
Yeah. And just like doesn't do all that much with it. So yeah, that's what I thought of that one.
I'd say that's fair. I will say the production value of it being better than Patent Pending is one of my big reasons for putting Patent
That
Pending
was also
in
a weak
the
version.
bottom slot.
That was
It's a weak version.
for sure.
I didn't like their synth. I didn't like their piano either. It just all felt a little sloppy and choppy to me.
Floppy
But
and
Alex,
choppy. Wait,
sloppy
did you
and
say
choppy.
floppy or sloppy?
Sloppy. Hey, I'll
I don't
put
know
in
why I
floppy
said
too.
A little floppy. That's what I
A
was
little
thinking.
floppy. And
Exactly
I'm
what I
not
was
talking about my favorite form of media storage.
Yeah, like in that Apple II in the background.
Like
of
in that
the
Apple
last night
II.
video. 2 floppy drives.
One for business, one for pleasure. Alex, what's the best
Right.
version?
Anyway, what is the best version of this? Honestly, let's see. There were some fun ones. I thought there were some pretty weak ones as well. My best versions probably are Last Night, even though I didn't think it was like amazing. I thought it was the strongest one today, and it really like was a very solid cover.
Yeah, I think in terms of all of the parts working and being a fun version, yeah, it's got to be Our Last Night.
And like maybe Pato Fu, but I didn't. It doesn't. No, I mean like I'm just impressed by what they did, but I wouldn't call it my favorite.
Yeah, Pato Fu is maybe like spectacle,
Yeah,
where you're like, oh, very interesting to see. But does that make it the best version of a song? I'm not so sure. And like Chrisman Doky, I feel had a great, again, it's sort of a retrofitting where you're like, well, we'll just take it all the way back to salsa and do it very organically. But the vocals are just not helping. Just not very good. So in terms of a complete product that feels good, sounds good, looks good, it's Our Last Night, 100%.
Yeah.
But Alex, what are they putting in Shrek 5?
What are they putting in Shrek 5? I would say, I'm still stuck thinking about Pato Fu. And I feel like it's one that kind of feels like it could be in a place. Specifically like a Magic Toy Factory or something like that, like something that is fairy tale-ish and also cartoony. I feel like it's a song that feels like it's of a place. That is kind of kooky, and I feel like that one would fit very well.
Yeah, it's in that realm that like Shrek movies like to deal with, of like these like sort of deliberately childish but awful places. I'm thinking of the little show that they do in Shrek 1 from the little puppets.
Right? Yes.
Or
yes.
it's Welcome to
Duloc.
Yeah. Something like that. So you have that sort of saccharine twee element, but it's the Shrek characters reacting to that vibe that makes things comical. So Pato Fu could I think work well in there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to Toy Dolls because kazoos, kind of a
True.
similar line of
Kazoos.
thought, but like kazoos. And a little punk rock, I don't know if there's gonna be a montage of Shrek raising these kids over the years, because we kind of moved from them being little babies to now being, Zendaya's. Are there going to be multiple kids? He has multiple children.
I honestly don't know. I have no idea.
Nobody
I'll
knows.
probably have to watch this movie.
I mean, we've put in this much work. We're
put in this
basically
much work.
obligated to watch Shrek 5 when it comes out. I'm probably going to have to watch Shreks 3 and 4 because I think I've seen Shrek the Third, maybe.
I haven't seen Shrek the Third, and I forgot there was a Shrek 4.
I'm like trying to even think of when Shrek 4 came out, dude.
Forever
Shrek
After.
Forever After 2010.
Oh, I remember that title.
I remember the title.
There's more Shreks?
There's tons of Shreks, dude.
Oh, well.
You got to remember there's all the Shrek like holiday specials and stuff.
I mean, like, there's more ogres in Shrek,
You're looking at this
Forever
poster
After,
here
yeah.
and seeing the many Shreks.
a.k.a. Shrek the Final Chapter, 3D.
3D,
Oh, it's 2010,
of course.
so, you know.
with a great tagline, "It ain't ogre till it's ogre."
It ain't ogre till it's ogre. That is true. That's a good point.
That's very true. True words were never spoken. Those are our final verdicts, though. If you got different opinions, similar opinions, want to talk to us about a version we didn't talk about, hit us up on the app Blue Sky, at Snaky Me, at Some Alex Wise Guy. Send us your comments, questions, concerns, suggestions for future episodes. You can also email those to us at covermepod@gmail.com. Talk to us there. Be sure to rate and review us. We're on all the apps. We're on your Spotifys, your Amazons, your Apples, your YouTubes. We're on podcasts everywhere. Podurama, Pocket Cast, Podbean. Tell your friends, family, neighbors, and loved ones about us. What you can do this week to get the word out there is take a picture. Is it a picture in Memento where it says, "Don't trust this man"?
You know, I believe it's like a Polaroid. I have not seen all of Memento.
Yeah. Take a picture of this podcast on your Polaroid cameras, which they have. Like, they have those kind of novelty ones. And then just listen to this podcast on it. And show that around. You can even pretend you have amnesia and show it to your friends. Be like, "Why is this in my pocket?" I've never seen Memento. I actually don't know what happens in the movie.
Oh. Yeah, it's backwards. The movie's backwards.
The movie's backwards. So am I. That's what you can do this week to get the word out there. That does it for today's episode of Cover Me. And as we always say on Cover Me, she's into superstitions, black cats, and cover me.